Question everything. For the truth should not be televised. And that's for sure. So with that, you know, so Puffy got raided. Puffy, Puffy, Puffy. Sugar Cone, Sean Cone. The Puff Man. P. Diddy. That dude, he got raided in LA and his home got raided in Miami, from what I understand. And it's possibility somewhere else. It's possible tapes that's out there that he still kept from some of his so-called alleged freak-offs. Well, when you pick the worst of the litter to do dirty deeds, when it comes to the unmoral rap music that is put out to our nation for years to program the minds of the teenagers and the youth and the young adults into certain ways of thinking and certain ways of behaving, then you only can understand that those that promotes that type of stuff 9 times out of 10 is a part of wicked stuff. It's just logical to think that way. You can't be a person who rap about the pimps and the and then turn around and don't think that behind the scenes these are good people. I was always told people who sell drugs are scums and lowlives and criminals. That's what I was told. So I would think people who rap about it to the ears of millions of people, people who promote it to millions of people, gotta be worse than the people that's out there selling it to hundreds of people. Would just, make some sense, because to promote it to millions and to sell it to hundreds, you know, weigh the odds of that. You're teaching millions how to be about it and millions how to get involved in it and millions how to deal on that level. And then you get people doing it and selling it to the hundreds of people. It's like it's a chain reaction to it. So for me, I like the poor righteous teacher rappers. I mean, the public enemy rappers, Grand Poobah rappers, those who rapped about stuff that didn't have to be all about self-destruction. They even had a song called Self-Destruction, Rakim and them, dudes that rap about real stuff. K Reno, dudes that rap about real stuff instead of about this trap life all the time. People that really put music out that try to uplift the people, Even Kanye West put out, a balance. Tupac put out a balance. People that just don't sell us down the river completely, in that area of pimps and hoes, and this drug dealing and all this other stuff. So those that promote it, to me is no different from those that does it. It's the one and the same. It's a chain. And don't get me wrong, I understand the people that's out there on the streets doing what they're doing. Their survival work is a serious thing. From what Jessica Ramos in New York said, the appointed representative. So I got to go with that, because at the end of the day, it is what it is, You can't get, hired by a people that got you on the list, the federal list for ethnic hate crimes, that's number one on being hated in the country. Then I can understand that you're going to get bare minimum jobs, bare minimum careers, bare minimum housing, bare minimum everything. So that tells you off the rip, you trying to get employment or a loan, or open up a small business or any type of career that 9 times out of 10, they don't like you enough to want to hire you. But since they can't truly discriminate on you like they used to, and they did, that's why the word discrimination is there, and they try to make a law to protect us from that. It's just loopholes in that laws, where they can just do a background check and many other things on you to get you into a position where you're at, and still, guess what? Have you on those street corners. So I do understand survival work for sure, but promoting it and not having to promote it because you're rich and you're wealthy, I never understood that. You know, I never got that. How is it that you're living the fabulous life, got $1 billion, and you still rapping about trapping? You got millions of dollars and you still rapping about pimping. How did that work? You know, just goes to show that the morality of these people don't change. You know, so I'm saying you can take the person out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the person. Well, that's to each his own, because everybody ain't raised the same. Everybody morality is not the same. But when you look for those that don't have great moral values, then in the end, those same people that you looked to uplift and give money to through contracts that have low moral values, they're going to continue to have low moral values. That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, people who doing survival work don't necessarily want to do that type of work. They would rather be a fireman. They would rather be involved in something positive when it comes to career structural work. But the reality, when it comes to us being a part of the system of what we understand today as United States, and the opportunities that it has through what is controlled by what we know as white supremacy, based off of white hatred being the dominance of the control narrative when it comes to resources in this country, we always been the most hated. So to think that we're going to be treated equally in the form of being able to get careers and jobs, that's just a lie. So, I can understand why my people is out there trying to survive and do survival work. That's just what it is. But there are many, many of them that if they had a real career choice to be able to feed their family and a real opportunity to be able to go and get these jobs that they say that are out there, they would. They definitely would. You know, that's just the reality to it. And I talk to many of my people since I've been in this skin for a long time, from the east to the west to the Midwest to the south, you name it. And all of us say the same thing. We look for jobs, but there's always a reason why we can't get jobs. We look for careers, but there's always a reason why we can't get careers. We look for opportunity to open up our small businesses or get small businesses, but because of lack of finances and lack of resources, it's always hard to be able to open up these type of businesses. So we understand that the challenge of being a part of the system is a very high challenge for us when it comes to Aboriginal Negroes of America. We are the last to get hired and the first to get fired. These statements ain't there just because we make them up. Exactly. So when you look at a Puffy Combs and his circumstances of what he has done and what he has put out and how he have orchestrated himself throughout the industry, dealing with the different people. DMX done spoke on it and many others. The Lots done spoke on it and many others. Mason, many others done spoke on this guy. No telling what this dude have done when it comes to Tupac and Biggie, and their circumstance and how that went down. We really don't know what this man has done and put out and been a part of, but for him to have done that young lady like that just won the lawsuit against him, that he was dating, if you can do that to somebody you're dating, no telling what you can do, because you have no love for no one when you can do something like that. Kim Porter, and the circumstances behind that, you got to understand, man, a person that's this devious, you never know what they're capable of, and that's just one reality, that we got to accept. Because at the end of the day, money, from what they say, it's a statement. Money is the root to all evil. In other words, people do game shows and they'll get in little buckets of water with all sorts of weird animals and rats and slimy stuff and all that stuff to get $10,000. They'll do weird stuff. They'll go against their own morality to get that money, go against their own fears to get that money, or at least try to get it. So you can imagine somebody that got money and don't want to lose money, got to that place of wealth and don't never want to lose it. Are those people desperate enough and sick and